Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Cardano's price chart. And well, what we talked about in the previous video, I'm gonna say to the T, is right now playing out. Because if you remember the last time that we talked about Cardano, I think we were around the lows, and I was saying, well, okay, maybe this move is going to continue just a little bit, but overall soon we should probably expect a move on the upside one way or the other. Why? Okay, simple reason. You can consider in this area two different counts. Scenario number one suggests that in ADA, we are having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. And well, after a 5 wave, what are we going to have? You know it, a move on the upside. Scenario number two suggests that maybe this is a complete correction structure to about the lows, meaning what's next? Again, the same answer, a huge move on the upside. So that's why I said, look, we are probably going to get a move up soon. And if you remember, specifically, I said, let's pay attention to the shape of that move, because that's actually going to have a lot of our answers. So what is going on? You see, the bearish scenario in Cardano suggests that we are having off of the recent highest high an A, B, C zigzag, which in terms of sub waves, we're gonna have 5 down into A, correction for wave B, maybe ABC, maybe WXY, maybe a triangle, doesn't really matter, and then another 5 down into our ceiling. Let's go on the live chart and see what is going on in this specific move. Now, here's the situation. I think this from probably this high to about here is a correction structure. Now, mainly in form of, yep, an A, B, C zigzag, or maybe you can say maybe this is a correction for wave B, and then another move down into our C leg, and at that point, okay, this is going to be an ABC flat. Nonetheless, I think this is a corrective movement on the downside, and this can be also a 5 wave up. This is definitely another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, very clear one. And well, in Cardano, if you want to be pessimistic in like very short term, because the overall scenario one way or the other is absolutely bullish, but in here, if you want to be a bit pessimistic, then okay, you can talk about having an A, B, C in form of a zigzag arc. Now, this scenario suggests probably from the current point, or let's say just a bit higher, we're gonna see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down in order to take this important slow down here about, let's say, 85 and a half cents. But then we are probably not going to go a whole lot slower. For example, we can reach to somewhere around these areas about 82 cents, and then we should expect a very strong bounce. Why? Because in my mind, as long as I'm not proven otherwise, this is going to be 5 wave up into a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and what's next after our wave 2 is over? You know the answer. If we want to go according to this count, we're going to have a huge move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. Now, is there a scenario in Cardano suggesting, you know what, maybe this was at the low of our correction, and as opposed to a 5 wave down, maybe since this is quite a deep move on the downside, we are having, I don't know, let's say to about this point, like a WXY in form of a double zigzag? The answer is yes, we can also consider this count, and here is what I have to say. If the bearish scenario in like very short term, meaning having another move down right in here is in play, then okay, right around the current area, you want to see a very strong move down, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, without a lot of overlapping of the waves. On the other hand, in Cardano, if we start doing some consolidation, which is going to take, let's say, about 12 to 24 hours, and then we get a move on the upside, that's actually going to increase the chance of having in here a WXY in form of a double zigzag, and this point potentially being our final low, because at that point you might be able to say, look, in Cardano we are having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave off of this point, which is actually a very optimistic sign suggesting we have hit our final low. So in conclusion, in Cardano in the short term, maybe from the current point, or maybe like just from a bit higher, you should expect a move down, but that's actually going to be at that point decision time, because if we get a slow and choppy one and then another move, it will be a very bullish sign. If we get like a very strong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, especially if initially we get like overlapping of the waves between this phase and also this one, okay, that can be a bit of a bearish sign suggesting, you know what, maybe this isn't our final low. One way or the other, please do not lose sight of the overall picture, which is extremely bullish. We're just at this point splitting hairs. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Cardano. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.